Comic Collector Live presents Super Mega Comic Action News at Midnight!
Greetings and salutations, friends and loved ones. Welcome to another fun, fact-filled episode of Comic Collector Live presents Super Mega Comic Action News at Midnight. My name is Steve Boyd, and I'll be your tour guide this evening for yet another comic book review. Now, before I get started, I know some of you don't like to talk politics. I'm the same way. On the other hand, I know some of you guys out there that like to pour politics in a big old wading pool, put on some swim trunks, and you roll around in it until the news gets cold. But if you're watching this program, hopefully you enjoy talking about comic books just as much as you do politics. And there's lots of people talking about this particular book in particular, so let's join in the conversation. It's Captain America Sam Wilson #1, published by Marvel Comics, so put your big boy pants on and let's check this out. Today's CCO comic review is Captain America Sam Wilson #1, published by Marvel Comics. It was written by Nick Spencer with artwork by Daniel Acuna. For those of you who are coming in late to the current Captain America comic book mythology, in Captain America Volume 7, number 21, the original Cap, Steve Rogers, had the super soldier serum in his body neutralized, and his body began to age rapidly. By the Volume 7 finale, in issue number 25, Steve had passed the mantle and shield of Captain America to one of his longtime friends and partners, Sam Wilson, aka the Falcon. Wilson has since proven himself to readers and fans of Captain America and the Avengers as a suitable and logical replacement for Steve Rogers. And in Captain America Sam Wilson #1, fans are going to see that being Captain America and holding up the American ideal isn't exactly as easy as it sounds these days. In a story that hops around time-wise and tells the story via various people in the comic, we discover Sam Wilson has officially been cut loose from S.H.I.E.L.D. and any major United States organization that oversees Cap's operations, thus making Sam, for lack of a better term, a completely free agent to wear the mask and act as he sees fit. Working alongside of Misty Knight, one of the Daughters of the Dragons, and Dennis D-Man Dunphy, a former wrestler turned crime fighter, he's been working double time to bring down the organization known as Hydra once and for all, and in doing so has placed he and his new entourage in great financial strain, and with no backing or funding, it ain't cheap helping people or being Captain America in this day and age. We find a Captain America that is troubled by the political, social, and racial problems that are plaguing the United States and have been for quite some time. And when Captain America calls a press conference to talk about his concerns over things like illegal immigration, he is publicly bashed by the media and ostracized by the American people for trying to interject his thoughts and politics into an already divided political landscape. Even Wilson's pet falcon, Red Wing, has higher numbers in popularity polls than Captain America. Sam reinstates Captain America's old nationwide hotline, allowing citizens to call, text, or leave a message for him to report an injustice if they feel Captain America can assist. He sorts through tons of calls that range from marriage proposals to requests to follow cheating spouses, but Sam does get a call from an elderly Hispanic grandmother concerned about the welfare of her grandson, who went missing after going into the desert to leave food and water for immigrants crossing the border from Mexico into the United States to make their journey a safer one. Sam instantly decides to head to Phoenix to check it out. When he arrives on the scene, he finds that a longtime Marvel Universe evil organization called the Sons of the Serpent have shown up in an attempt to guard and protect the sovereign borders of the US by any means necessary. Now, for 2 whole pages, we watch as Captain America literally finds himself in a very dangerous and politically charged situation, trying to talk down the Sons. But these guys are bad guys, and they decide to fight, and just when the fighting starts to get good, S.H.I.E.L.D. shows up, led by none other than Steve Rogers himself, the original Captain America, and orders Sam to stand down, and that's the cliffhanger to issue number 2. There's some really nice characterization in this title as well, as Sam meets up with his brother to talk about his financial woes, and is that a romance building between Sam and Misty? You'll never know if you stop reading. As I'm putting together this review, there are several mainstream media news outlets that are claiming this book is extremely political in nature, and is drawing correlations between the Sons of the Serpent and right-wing conservatives. I can't deny the correlation, but I also can't deny that while I don't enjoy comics that are too politically preachy, I didn't find it to be offensive, which to me is just another reason the comic addresses topics like illegal immigration so well. Instead of taking a hard stance on a hot-button topic, this story gives the readers the chance to form their own opinion and draw their own political conclusions. The issues raised in Captain America Sam Wilson #1 are all sensitive topics of conversation around the office water cooler right now because everyone is watching the 2016 presidential election very closely this year. Out of all the #1 issues so far in Marvel's all-new, all-different titles post-Secret Wars, I find this comic to be very interesting and thought-provoking. If you've ever considered yourself a Democrat, Republican, Independent, or any other political affiliation, this issue will definitely have you questioning where you stand on certain topics. So if you want a story that's relevant, entertaining, and also completely relatable to the average person for a superhero title, you might want to suit up and fly to your local comic shop to snag a copy of Captain America Sam Wilson #1. Okay, so here's the deal. I don't like being preached to in comics. I like to enjoy comics as an escape away from the news, and it's books like this that pull me right back in to talk about the very things that make me want to turn the television off in the first place. But I can't understand why some news organizations are making such a big deal about this comic. I mean, I get why, but I think you have to know a little more about some of the comic book characters and their histories before you can say something like Captain America is attacking conservatives. I don't see it that way. Sam Wilson is friggin' Captain America, okay? Steve Rogers chose him as his successor. You telling me that Cap would turn a blind eye to an injustice being committed by the Sons of the Serpent just because it might be unpopular? Sometimes doing the right thing isn't always the popular choice. If the rest of the series is as interesting as this one is, then it looks like I'll have another friggin' book to buy for the month. So good job, Nick Spencer. Stupid Nick Spencer. And Daniel Lacuna's artwork, by the way, I have to mention, it's so good and fits really nice with this title. So keep him on this book. And speaking of books, did I mention that there are hundreds of thousands to choose from for sale on ComicCollectorLive.com? It's your #1 bipartisan site for comic collectors to manage and organize your comic book collection. So definitely go check them out. And before you go, chime in and let us know what you thought about this episode in the comments section below. And while you're there, please take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're enjoying what we're doing. And that's going to wrap it up for another amazing episode of Comic Collector Live Presents Super Mega Comic Action News at Midnight. Stay tuned for more episodes and stay awesome. See you next time.